California. And in my audience walks a young man, 19 years old, and his name is Mark Hughes. Now, let me tell you the big impact Mark Hughes had on my life. Make this note now. Mark Hughes, during the time he knew Jim Rohn, Mark Hughes taught me much more than I taught him. I knew him from age 19 to age 44. It's true, I was his first mentor. I shared with Mark my experience as a health and nutrition distributor, starting at the bottom and going to the top. I shared with him what I thought about this type of marketing, person to person. And I'm sure Mark used some of that when he put the products together, started the company in 1980. So I was a bit of a counselor to Mark Hughes, his first mentor. When he attended my seminar, I started sharing those ideas of personal development. When Mark sat in that first seminar, here's what I shared. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. If you just remain how you are, you'll always have what you've got. But if you're willing to make changes, the next 5 years of your life can be totally different than the last 5. If you don't change, chances are excellent the next 5 will be like the last 5. Those philosophies I shared with Mark. Once in a while in his testimonial, here's what he used to say. Jim Rohn was the first person that gave me the idea that in spite of my background and poor circumstances and lack of education, in spite of all of that, I could make changes and become successful. Jim Rohn was the first person. You can't imagine how that made me feel. Not only all those years, but all these years. Three major influences in the life of Mark Hughes. 3 major influences in the life of Mark Hughes. First was health and nutrition. Second, person-to-person marketing. And I told the group on Thursday the incredible numbers that Mark achieved by the time he died 2.5 years ago. Some of the most staggering numbers you will ever hear. The wealth he created for the distributors, what he created for his family, what he created in the industry, what he created for Herbalife as a company. The numbers are absolutely staggering. I've got those numbers. I take them with me everywhere I go. The little paper that I gave those numbers to the group on Thursday. This little piece of paper now is just almost worn out. When Mark died, I asked for these numbers. They're startling. This is why Michael Johnson joined the company. This is why we've got this incredible staff now headed for the future. These numbers Mark created. And if you know somebody that was in the meeting on Thursday, that unique group that qualified for Thursday, if you know somebody that was in that group, and if you treat them with great respect, they will probably share with you these numbers. These numbers. Then the third major influence in the life of Mark Hughes, I was happy to bring this idea. Here's what it's called, simply personal development. In that first seminar, here's what I shared with Mark. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. You don't have to work on the marketplace, you only have to work on yourself to become more valuable and learn the skills. Let me give you a list of those skills that I learned that you can learn in Herbalife that can change your life. Here they are. Number 1, getting customers. Age 25, I knew how to milk cows, didn't pay very well. Then my life started to change. Health and nutrition. The product I sold was similar to Formula 1, Formula 2, Herbalife. Protein wafers to snack on all day long, help you lose weight. Getting customers. First skill I learned besides milking cows, and it helped to change my life, starting part-time. Next skill I learned, finding good people. You just have to search. If you search, what? You will find. Finding is reserved for the searchers, not for the hopers, not for those who wish, but for those who search. And you've had enough information here already today to go back and increase your skill and ability to search until you find good people. The third skill I learned was how to organize, getting people to work together. If you want to become wealthy, this is one of the most important skills. An ancient scripture says, if 2 or 3 agree on a common purpose, nothing is impossible. I'll give you time to write that down, translate it in Spanish and whatever other language is going on here today. Here's what it says. If 2 or 3 agree on a common purpose, nothing is impossible. That's part of the miracle of Herbalife and how we have this many here today. We're going to do this again in Paris. We're going to do it again in where? Singapore, around the world. If 2 or 3 agree, the power of just 2 or 3, doesn't need to be 2 or 3,000 to start. Doesn't need to be 200,000 or 300,000 to start. Just 2 or 3 who agree. It was so exciting for me 19 years ago when Mark said, Jim, travel the world with me. We'll build the finest leadership team in the world. We'll someday influence the health and nutrition industry. And if we do it right, we can positively affect the lives of millions of people. Not 1,000 of us, just 2 or 3 to start. And then 2 or 3 became 2 or 300, and 2 or 300 became 2 or 3,000, and 2 or 3,000 became 2 or 300,000, and 2 or 300,000 became 2 million. And finally, we arrive here today. Just 2 or 3 to start. In your community, in your organization, get 2 or 3 and start working together. The next key I learned that changed my life, a unique skill called promotion. Alan Lorenz is probably the best. He knows all the dates and he knows all the meetings. He almost has the world calendar in his head. It's amazing. And he knows the reasons why. If you just do this, you'll reach this level. If you do this, you'll reach this level. And if you just take 4, you'll do this. Amazing. Learn how to promote. But here's the secret I learned in promotion. Herbalife takes care of the big steps if you'll take care of the little steps. I learned to reward people for small steps of progress. Herbalife takes care of the big steps. Get team, millionaire team, president's team, chairman's club. But if you'll take care of the little steps, learning to recognize, promote, then here's the key that made me millions. Be so busy giving recognition to others, you really don't need it for yourself. Next, the skill that I learned during those formative years of being a distributor, and that's communication. And it's communication in 3 parts. Here's those 3 parts. Number 1, training, showing somebody how the business works. You've had plenty of that already today. But here's the next one, which I'm trying to do a bit of as we finish here today. And that's called teaching. And I've just used 2 words just to separate the 2. Training, showing somebody how the business works. Teaching is showing somebody how life works. When I met my teacher, Mr. Schoaf, he said to me, Mr. Rohn, show me your current list of goals and let's go over them and talk about them. He said, I've been around a long time. I can probably give you some good advice. And I said to him, I don't have a list. He said, Mr. Rohn, if you don't have a current list of your goals, he said, I can guess your bank balance within a few $100s, which he did. And that got my attention. I said, you mean my bank balance would change if I had a list of goals? He said, drastically. I said, then I'm ready to learn how to set goals. He taught me, and it changed my life, how to set goals. So I'm asking you not only just to be a trainer, I'm asking you to be a teacher. Teach somebody leadership skills. Teach somebody communication skills. So we need life skills and business skills, and you can learn to do both, even if you're fairly new. Here's the most important on communication, learning to inspire. Helping people see themselves better than they are. Helping people see the future. Helping people see, not just with their eyes, but help them to see with their mind, insight. Seeing with your eyes we call sight. Seeing with your imagination we call insight. Helping people to see the vision of the future. That's what Mark brought us when he started the company. In those 20 years he was with us, he helped us to see the future. Next, help people to see the possibilities. Describe to them the potential, what's available. Using testimonials. There's so many testimonials now. People that started with nothing. Sarah Alfaro started with a brochure. Now has this huge organization, Mexico and US. A brochure. The inspiration of stories, the inspiration of testimonials. It inspired me to spend the rest of my life listening to the testimonials. You know, I've been around Herbalife now 23 years. I'm now looking forward to the next 23. And under personal development, learning the skills, here's what I learned building my own organization. Learn to work with the people who deserve it, not the people who need it. Because that's the way life works. Life doesn't respond to what we need. Life responds to what we deserve. It doesn't say if you need a harvest, you'll get one. It says, no, if you plant in the spring, you'll get a harvest in the fall. Reaping and harvesting belongs to the planters, not to those who need, but to those who plant. Then here's the next key. Show people how to deserve your time. Work with the people who deserve it, but show them how to deserve your time, your attention, your information. Next. Something that helped transform my career in health and nutrition, here it is. You can help 1,000, but you can't carry 3 on your back. Just make that note. You can help 1,000, but you can't carry 3. Well, if you were Anthony Powell, maybe you could carry 2. But I'm telling you, he'd have problems carrying 3. It's so important to get people to be independent as soon as possible. We call them independent distributors, but it seems like at first they're very dependent. And they are dependent on getting proper information, being properly inspired, helping them to set goals. But as quickly as possible, show them what they can do on their own that will start helping to establish them as a true Herbalife independent distributor. It's a great gift that you can give them.
And we will cut it right there. Put this like this, gang. What up? What up?
I do not believe.
Oh snap! Hold on.
That any of us have.
Oh snap! That's good. What is popping, you guys? Just got back from Extravaganza. Jerry Cooper, active royalty member, been in the business, signed up 6 years, July 13th. Been doing the business about 4.5, 4.75, 5 years. Been a crazy ride. Extravaganza was basically this last one that we just had in New Orleans. That was my, I think that was my fourth one, my fourth extravaganza, and my most important extravaganza for me personally. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? We saw a lot of inspiration. We saw a lot of different stories. We talked to a lot of different people. We got to network. And it was very important if you were there. And if you weren't there, that's okay, because next year we're in San Antonio and we're coming 50 deep. So it's going to be super dope. Yo, check it out. Jim Rohn was just talking. The GOAT was just talking right now, giving bars. You got to be willing to make changes, right? I know for myself, when I first started the business, I had to change. I had to progress the person that I was for me to be able to get the successes that was coming my way. Like he said, it comes to those who deserve, not those who need, right? We all need success. We all need more money. We all need to progress, but it comes to those who deserve it, those who put in the work. I love that example that he gave about the planters or the farmers. All the farmers need new crops, but it only comes to those who deserve it, those who worked and planted first, who created seeds first. Same thing for us, right? Those who talk to the most people are the ones that's deserving of the pin changes. Those who talk to the most people are deserving of those who are who gets the most distributors, who signs up the most people, right? Who has the most frontline, who has the strongest organization, right? Those who work the hardest on the front end get the results on the back end. So I love that he said that. You don't have to change the market. We get paid on the value we bring to the market. We don't have to change the market. We just have to work on ourselves. That is, dude, the fact that is just so amazing, because you get to work on yourself, right? You get to choose. You get to have the ability to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do better than I did yesterday. I'm going to learn more than I did yesterday. I'm going to read books. I'm going to listen to videos. I'm going to commit myself to more than what I was previously doing. Therefore, in turn, I gain, I get results, and I'm deserving, right? It's all up to you. We can all make the decision to say, you know what? Because I know that I told you guys that I'm going to get up early. I'm going to do personal development every morning for the past 30 days, or not 30 days, but I'm going to do personal development, right? Instead of listening to music, instead of throwing on the trap music when I get up in the morning, I'm going to listen to Mark Hughes. I'm going to listen to Jim Rohn first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll listen to my trap music, because I'm going to tell you something. It sets the tone of your day, and it's so crazy how that does that, because I went from one day listening to trap music to the next day listening to personal development in the morning, and I saw the tone that it gave me in my day. Like, instead of me watching or listening to podcasts about sports, Undisputed, First Take, First Things First, the first thing I was listening to was personal development, and it gave me the mindset to continuously be in that mode rather than to talk about sports all day with the homeboys, or rather than thinking about trap music or, the next song or the next album or the next mixtape that's dropping. Like, it sets the tone of your day. And I'm not saying that those things are bad, but I'm saying that if you're chasing success, I suggest that you listen to something that's conducive to success the first thing in the morning rather than music. If we all agree, right? Then if we all agree, let's go ahead and do that, right? And like I said, by me doing this, it set the tone throughout the day and also set the tone throughout the week. So I know that I told you guys, like, for example, right? Me and Marcus is like, yo, let's go out. What was that? Whatever, Friday or whatever the case was. He's like, yo, let's network. And I'm like, bet, like, let's network. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the goal, let's go out and network. Like, of course we're going to have fun. Of course we're going to do our thing. But listen, network. So because I had that intention, because I was listening to stuff all week, when Friday came and we had went out and I wore my button stupid proud, Andrew was there as well. I was able to get 6 contacts in one night. Some of us not getting 6 contacts in a week, but I was able to get 6 contacts in one night just because I had set the intention of, I'm going out to network and then have fun, not to have fun and then possibly network. You see what I'm saying? The intentions were set up for me to win. So therefore, in turn, I got 6 contacts. I got somebody entered in the challenge. I got 2 people that's ready to order products tomorrow. And I got 3 people that still, that I'm working on, right? But I never would have had that opportunity. I never would have been set up for success if I never gave myself the opportunity to win on the front end. And the final thing that he was talking about, or actually 2 things. If 2 or 3 agree on a common purpose, anything is possible, or nothing is impossible, whatever you want to look at. Let's look at it right now. Me, Takesha, Bridget, Amanda, Yulisa. That's 4 frontline right now. Right? Did I count that right? 4 frontline right now. That means we can conquer the world, because it's 4. He talking about 2 or 3. We got 4. We're really 5. You see what I'm saying? So imagine, right? We've come together as us, us 4 or us 5 total with me, right? Go get your own 4. Go get your own 5. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're here together. I got your backs. We're looking side to side. You guys are all sidelines to each other. But listen, you guys got to go get your own 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? So now you can have your own downline. You know what I'm saying? It's strength in numbers, right? Just like the Warrior slogan is, strength in numbers, same thing, right? It's safety and strength in numbers. Just in case one line falls off, if you had a hitter in one line and that's all you was depending on, it's okay if that goes away, because you have safety in numbers. You have 5 other lines that's just as strong. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be dependent on one person. So therefore, in turn, frontline. So you listen, just in case you don't know, frontlining, right, is when you talk to people and you sign them up as your distributor. So how I signed you up the other week or last week, you're my front line. You see what I'm saying? So Bridget is also my front line. Takesha is also my front line. Amanda is also my front line. You see what I'm saying? Los is Amanda's front line. Andrew is Marcus's front line. So, and Jorge, boom, Jorge just getting a call. He's another front line. You see what I'm saying? We cracking right now. You see what I'm saying? So if you look, if I know it's kind of hard to explain right now because I know you're brand new, right? But if you look across, here's me, right? Jorge, Amanda, Bridget, Takesha, you, right? Boom. And then there's numbers that go under that. So the only thing is you can't control what happens under you, but you can control what happens right on the side of you for your front line. So you can go talk to as many people as you want to, but you never want to let what your team is not doing stop you from doing what's necessary. You see what I'm saying? And of course, we'll get into this, you know, as you start to get rolling and everything like that. But frontline the world. That's the motto you always want to have. Frontline the world. FLTW, period, point blank, right? And the final thing is, if you want your next 5 years to show up, if you want your next 5 years to be different, you got to show up differently this year. That, I saw one of my homeboys talk about that earlier this week, and now Jim Rohn is saying it, so I know that it's through the universe telling me something. If you literally just got a contact because my button at the grocery store and always being branded. Hello, okay, talk to me. That's how you got to do it. Definitely being branded. You want your next year, if you want 2020 to be your best year possible, it's going to take for you to do different actions this year, right now, in this moment in time. There is no waiting for like, okay, let me just get ready for it. Like it's never going to be a time for you to get ready. It's just about, it is what it is. You got to do differently now. So like I'm saying, listen, we're all health coaches. If you've been drinking Modelo's with every meal, it's time for you to put down the Modelo's. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't been having 2 shakes a day, it's time for you to start having 2 shakes a day. If you ain't been having your tablets 3 times a day, it's time for you to have your it's time for you to have your tablets 3 times a day. Okay, check it out. If you know that you need to work out more, twice a week ain't gonna cut it. You might have to do 4 times. You see what I'm saying? If you know that you need to get your mind right, you need to get your personal development correct and under control, then you can't be going to listen to the newest album that just came out in the morning. You need to throw on some Mark Hughes or some Jim Rohn, right? And then after that, go listen to Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Eric Thomas. You know, the people that are not directly involved with Herbalife, definitely listen to those guys because I love Les Brown. I love Eric Thomas. But I'm going to listen to Mark Hughes. I'm going to listen to Jim Rohn. I'm going to go listen to Super. I'm going to go listen to Style Bell first. I'm going to go listen to Garen Jones first. You see what I'm saying? Because they're directly involved with Herbalife. So whatever you know you need to do, whatever you know that you're lacking, and because this is the thing, everybody knows what they're lacking. They just choose not to do it because they're like, oh, it's easy. I can fix that whenever. If you can fix it whenever, you would have fixed it. That's the reality of it. So you know what? Let's just stop procrastinating. Let's stop putting it off until next week. Let's stop putting it off until Monday, and let's do it today. Let's do it now. Let's do it at this moment, right? Check whatever we got at the door, and let's start to be great. Let's start to be different, right? Next year is depending on what we do now. I'll give 1 today for 2 tomorrows, because for who I am to be, I'm becoming right now. We could just end the call right now. Because that was a bar. You know what I'm saying? We can just end the call right now. But you know what? That wasn't me. I didn't make that up. I got that from John C. Maxwell. A book called Today Matters. That's the book. John C. Maxwell's as the author. The book is called Today Matters. And that quote is from that book. And I'll never forget that quote because that sat with me so deep. If you want your tomorrow to be different, you got to change what you're doing today. Woo! Bars. I love that part. Anyway. Just got back from Extravaganza. Does anybody have anything they want to share from Extravaganza from their first time? Or if it's your second time, whatever time it was, does anybody want to share anything from their experience, how they felt, anything. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's get it popping. Please, somebody come with it.
What's cracking?
What up? Go ahead.
I definitely came back with a lot more confidence. I think I've already been pretty confident in my business, but definitely new results is gonna take a new type of work ethic, new levels everywhere. So I came back with 100%, a lot more confidence about what we do, what we provide, and who's backing us up, which is pretty much all the doctors. Everything behind the product. Meeting all these people from all these different countries is definitely inspiring, because when you think about their countries and really what they have going on in their areas, like us here in California, we pretty much got it all. Like we're pretty much set for life. It's just really up to us to get to work. So a lot more confidence, big things coming.
Right, definitely, for sure. And I know, like, when you go to your normal STS, right, they don't necessarily talk about, they don't have the doctors there that's explaining, like, oh, yeah, this is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what was going on with this. This is how we test our protein factor. This is how we strain or extract the aloe from whatever. We don't use alcohol. We use water. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to know that kind of stuff at your normal STS. So when you're talking about the products to people, you can speak with more confidence because you heard the actual doctors speaking about how the products are made and how they're made from the best quality and the best way, rather than just throwing some shit together. You know what I'm saying? It definitely gives you more confidence, and it definitely lets you speak to more people with more conviction about what it is that you're doing, unless you go to LASTS. You're right. We're trying to catch up. Sorry. We're, NorCal, we trying to get there. We can't do it big like LA, but you know what? We trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely more confidence for sure, right? Anybody else want to speak about their extravaganza experience coming out of it? First callback.
Yo.
Tango! Go ahead.
What's good? Hold on. I'm trying to get my phone adjusted. It's being stupid right now.
It's all good.
All right. Okay. What's going on? It's Tango. My experience first extravaganza was awesome. Let me just put that out right now. That thing was crazy. Such a great experience. Such a good eye-opener. Before extravaganza, I was at a plateau where I wasn't really doing the business side. Talking about it, seeing how it was feel, I wasn't pushing the issue. So extravaganza made it seem like a real eye-opener to really relapse on what this opportunity is giving me and what that vision is, to make it real clear. So it made me get back on how I was in the beginning. I was pushing 500, 600, 700 volume points a month, trying to get to those promotions. And you want to get to that bigger picture of where you want to be at, making some money, being recognized, having to help people, having to change the world. So that spoke to me most, because if you don't put 120% in your business every single day, which Jerry talks about all the time, then you're just gonna, you're gonna be at your own pace, and you're not gonna really grow anywhere if you don't keep the consistency of your business and bettering yourself in all those aspects all in one. So extravaganza pretty much gave me a relapse of like, yo, wake up, get back to what you was doing when you first got there. You didn't get to supervisor, being hecka slow and on your butt and like being lazy. So I put the work in. And so now it gives me the idea again to get back to where I was at. So I have to get back to where I was before. I gotta do some more work. I gotta do triple the work. But I'm all for it. So being excited about how extravagant made me feel, seeing the team, seeing the business, seeing the vision, knowing that we were 27,000 people that are in the business to actually be at extravaganza out of 150,000 or something like that. I forget. But that spoke to me too. That knowing that we are really serious about, changing from now to then. But yeah, I mean that was my whole picture of it. It made me pretty much get a whole eye opener, and I'm back in it, yo. I'm ready.
Let's go. Yes, definitely. So for everybody that's just starting their business or restarting their business or whatever the case is, right? Or, just restarting, period. Understand that it's you and yourself only. It's up to you to make sure that your business gets off the ground. One of my homies, Ramalis, told me this. Ramalis Reed, he didn't tell me this. He told it to the crowd at STS. He was like, if your business is a plane and you're trying to take off, you're going to have to give it 150% for you to get that plane off the ground and flying, right? But once you get your plane flying, it's not going to take 150%. All you got to do now is coast, in the sense of not go hard and then coast. But what I'm saying is it's going to be way harder on the front end to get your business going. The momentum that it's going to take, it might take what's that saying? I love this saying, and I got to think of it right now. You might have to put in a $10 million effort for you to get your first $10,000 return. Like, you go and do a lot of shit at first. Like, it's like your results, right? When you first get the results, you eating right, you doing your cardio, you lifting, you drink your 2 shakes a day, and you not necessarily seeing results in 2 days, right? But you continuously push, you continuously keep going, you continuously give effort. Then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. And now the effort that you put in for the first 21 days is now starting to show on day 22. Now you're starting to see that ab pop on the side. You see what I'm saying? Now you're starting to see the little vascularity in the shoulders. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies, now you start to see that waist start to come in a little bit more. You start to see that top butt curve a little bit harder. You see what I'm saying? You start to see, you know what I'm saying, that little back, you know, when you got the little rear delt, when you got your bikini on, you start to see that cut. You see what I'm saying? Because you put in the work on the first 21 days, and now day 22, day 23, day 24, day 25, it seemed like you just getting better every day. It's going to take that at the beginning for you to start seeing results in whatever aspect, in your business, in your results, in your life. You got to work hard first, right? For you to go ahead and win on the second part. Anybody else want to speak about extravaganza while we're opening it up for extravaganza? Anybody want to come ahead? Go ahead, Lo. Go ahead.
All right. Obviously, it goes without saying, extravaganza was stupid. You know, there was just so many people everywhere. Literally, not even at extravaganza, every place we went to, all over the entire streets of New Orleans, was just all Herbalife everywhere you go. It was ridiculous. But what really got to me at the events was, like, first off, hearing the people that were there with Mark Hughes when he was getting this off the ground, and hearing the stuff that they went through to make, obviously, what we look up to now and what we're trying to get into now. It started from just 3 people sitting in the kitchen. So it's like hearing those stories and hearing all the stuff that they had to go through from the government trying to shut them down and all that stuff, and them still pushing through and creating what we know now is tight. And then, you know, like you said, getting the product training from the doctors, I feel like gave me a lot of confidence, because that was like the only part of the conversation that I would normally try to steer away from, because I wasn't, you know, you don't always just start off right off the bat knowing everything about the products. You don't know and read that whole booklet, right? So it's like hearing the scientific stuff behind the products and feeling confident that I can come back and talk to people about the products and have some, you know, intention in what I'm saying. That was pretty dope to me too. So, you know, extravaganza was popping.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, man, like, they definitely went through some dark ages in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta always respect the people that came before you. Like, it doesn't matter about if their pin level is too high. Like, if you were in Herbalife in those times, like, dude, you stuck through it. Like, Leslie Stanford are up. Like, that lady with the accent that was on stage, if you guys remember, Leslie Stanford, she's from, she lives in Texas now, but she's like from Canada or some shit like that, right? Yeah, she's like our upline, like, up there, you know what I'm saying? And she's been the #1 distributor for pretty much most of Herbalife until Fit Couple came around and became #1 distributors maybe like 3 years ago. But she's basically been the #1 distributor for most of the time Herbalife's been around, right? So for her to stick around through those times, we don't know if we would be here right now. We don't know if this team would be this team. We don't know if we would be part of the lineage that we're a part of if she didn't stay through those times where they said, no, you can't sell Herbalife in this country, or no, you can't use these certain products, or whatever, when the market was down and Herbalife was getting bashed on the news and all this type of shit. Like, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what it would have been like. All we do know is that we're here now, and all I can be is grateful for Leslie Stanford, for Andrew Coltman, for Mark and Joe Addy, for Jerry Grant, for Stephanie Rosen, for Jennifer Young, for Patrick Livingston. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is be grateful for all of those people because now I'm here. And then now because I said yes, we're here, right? And of course, everybody else that's in everybody else's downline on the call. But it all started from Leslie Stanford, essentially starting from Mark Hughes, right? So awesome. Bet it. Love it. Anybody else want to speak about Extravaganza while we are here? The floor is open. If not, it's all good. And we can go ahead and get to it. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Okay, bet. Awesome. Check it out. New product. BCAAs. Let me sit. Wait, hold up. Let me get you guys a good view, right? So you guys can see my melanin skin because I know it's awesome. Yes, BCAAs is lovely. Has anybody tried the BCAAs yet? Los, Jorge, yeah, Jorge, definitely just tried it. I left mine at work today. Damn it, you're pissed. Hella mad. Hopefully you go back to work tomorrow. Right? BCAAs, love it. I personally used it during my workout. Just considering that we got Rebuild and Rebuild has BCAAs in it. And I had my enhanced protein before the workout. So basically I had BCAAs for a long time today, but we've never had straight BCAAs alone. So this during the workout definitely helped me it kept me going. I wasn't as tired. I wasn't as fatigued. Yes, I was super strong today. Yeah, definitely for sure. It was legit. So if you don't have this, you should definitely get it. For people that are like, for those who have clients that are like, even you, Takesha, like obviously you're like crazy fit, right? Definitely want to throw this in your program. You know what I'm saying? For those people who are like, gym goers that have their clients that are gym goers, right? You definitely want to suggest this because, I know a lot of people had asked me beforehand, like, oh, why don't you guys have straight BCAAs? And I'm just like, look, we ain't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just ain't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? Now we got it. So definitely suggest this. It's definitely a great add-on. I believe it's like maybe 40 something volume points per canister. I believe it's $60 retail, $30, $31 if you're a supervisor. So definitely if you're looking to make more gains, if you're definitely trying to build more lean muscle, if you're trying to lean out in general, definitely throw your BCAAs in there. Like I said, I use it during my workout, but you can definitely use it before, during, or after, right? So that's awesome. New product that just got released. It's literally been out for about a week now, so you can still post about it and still be new. You know what I'm saying? I'm also committed. Did anyone else get surprised? How small the container was? I knew it was small. I knew it was small. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be, you feel me, like that big. I definitely knew it was going to be small, but it's definitely good. The scooper size, just so y'all can see. Well, mine is actually not open. I was using Amanda's. But the scooper size is not that big. So, you definitely get your good, you get a good bang for your buck. 30 serving size. Yeah, so, 30 times. That's essentially, if you're going to use it every workout, 30 workouts once a month. Or one for every month, right? So it's pretty cool. 90-day plans. Who has written their 90-day plan? Raise your hand. Bridget, Tango, Takesha, and Amanda wrote 90-day plans, and hopefully everybody else that's not on this call that will watch this in the future wrote their 90-day plans. I wrote my 90-day plan, and this is what it looks like. So for those who haven't wrote it yet, you have the opportunity to get some from mine, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So my 90-day plan starts with doing personal development every morning. Like I said previously, I've been doing that and I feel way better about my business. My volume is, going pretty well right now. Shout out to our organization. I see the volume that we got going right now. That's going to be great. Finish 2 books within my 90-day plan. I'm personally reading about leadership. That's what I'm reading about because that's what I feel like I need to improve on a lot. So I'm going to finish 2 books about leadership. I'm going to network with at minimum 2 people a day, right? Don't feel bad if your number, like my thing is this, right? Some people will be like, oh, I'm going to talk to 10 people a day, but you have to be real with your schedule, right? I know for me, I'm at work a lot. I'm at work a lot of the hours out of the day. Feel with traveling and actually being at work, I'm giving like 10 hours a day at work, which sucks, right? or maybe even 11. But whatever, that's what it is for right now. But I know that I'm going to network with at least 2 people a day via social media and via in face-to-face, right? So network with 2 people a day. I'm going to get 20 new PMs in the next 90 days. And I'm also going to get 20 new clients in the next 90 days, 10 new distributors in the next 90 days, with 5 of those 10 being frontline supervisors, right? That's what my 90 days looks like. That's what my goal is. So I already actually have, out of 10 distributors, I have 9, because Yulissa just signed up, right? So 9 more. She's going to be one of the 5 supervisors, right? Because we're going to get her going. So that's going to be that. Do I have a new client? I will have a new client when they purchase. I am talking to somebody from New Orleans that I did face-to-face with. I'm actually talking to like 3 or 4 people from New Orleans, but one is like right about to order. So I'm excited about that. And you know what I'm saying? It's about to go down. Bridget's about to open her club in the next 1 week, 7 days, which is going to be dope. Her soft opening. I'm anticipating that we are going to walk into our first cut of global expansion team as an organization this month. That's what I'm projecting, just based upon looking at the numbers right now, looking at what I'm projecting that they'll be when the club opens, and basically projecting that with the momentum coming out of Extravaganza, those of us who are supervisors will be hitting 2,500 or very close, higher than what we've been doing previously, just because that's usually how it always goes. That's the trend usually. And I'm also expecting an influx of people through us signing new distributors up, myself frontlining, and then you guys frontlining, new distributors, higher volume, new clients, new challenges, everything like that. So that's what I'm expecting. But obviously expectation is nothing without the work on the front end. So just be clear that it's going to take for you to do your part for us to win as an organization. We all matter. All of us need each of us, and each of us need all of us, right? Never forget it. Clarity, confidence, and certainty. That is what I got from Extravaganza. Even deeper than I already felt, because like I said, last year, I felt like some people came to Extravaganza because we were going on a trip to New Orleans. I mean, we're going on a trip to Houston. So I definitely, I was happy that people came, but I knew that some people were like, yes, I'm here because we're going to Houston, right? This year, I didn't feel like that. I felt like, yes, now, even like myself, yes, I was happy because we was in New Orleans. That's why I went on Tuesday, right? But I was also very clear that we're here for a business event. So, and I felt like all of us were very clear on that we were there for a business event. Therefore, in turn, we all was able to get something from Extravaganza deeper than just saying, hey, we was in New Orleans. Hey, we ate alligator. Hey, we had beignets. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we had hand grenades, right? Like, no, we actually got something out of the event. And we about to apply that to our business, tangible evidence to our business to make it grow. Products, people, process. Amber Wick, 50K. She's the one that said that. Products, people, process. Definitely super key. It's going to take for us to get the products in people's mouths, and it's going to take a process for those people to either become lifetime clients or distributors, right? Whatever that process is, either one of the two, just understand you're going to have to go through it on your own, in the sense of you're going to have to experience it no matter what. Learn, practice, teach. Yes. Awesome. Yes. 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 Slime. Yes. Come with it. Come with it. Yes. All of that good stuff, right? Whatever you heard, whatever you learned at Extravaganza, internalize it, and please, please, please apply it, because the faster that you can apply information that you hear is the faster you'll figure out if that works for you or not. And the reality of it is some things work better for certain people, right? Some of us got the juice on Instagram to where we can post on Instagram and get clients. Some of us don't got as much juice. Some of us got more juice doing face-to-face than others, right? But the thing is, though, you're going to have to figure out what works for you. So I suggest that you dabble in each one and figure out which works best for you. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Let's not get it twisted. Face-to-face is going to have to be a part of everybody's game. It's going to be a part of your toolbox no matter what. If you're scared to talk to people, do it scared. Do it scared. I'll be trying to tell you guys, I'll be scared sometimes. Like, even though, yes, it's me. It's Jerry Cooper, the upline active world team member. Yes, sometimes I get scared. Sometimes. Not every time. Sometimes, right? So what do? don't shy away from it. I like to attack it. I like to get over my fears. I like to be triumphant. You see what I'm saying? Because that makes me feel like a champion, right? You're going to have to push through the hard stuff sometimes. Just for an example today, me and Jorge and Amanda, we was working out, right? We was on the bench press. It's our last set. I'm telling Jorge, don't touch the bar. Yes, I'm struggling. Yes, it kind of looks ugly. Yes, I'm not all the way perfect. But damn it, do not touch that bar because I'm about to push through this bitch on my own. Excuse my French. I'm about to push through this, and I'm about to be a champion at the end of it. What happened? I struggled. 3, boom. 4, 5, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Boom. Right? And I was a champion after. I looked up, I blacked out because I was in the mode. You see what I'm saying? But I never would have had the chance to say I was a champion if I would have never pushed through the strong stuff or through the stuff that was hard. I had to be strong. I had to build my armor. I had to build that muscle that wasn't there, right? It might be up to you to say, you know what? I need to build my determination muscle. I might need to build my consistency muscle. I might need to build my show up muscle, right? I might need to build my face-to-face muscle. I might need to build my social media muscle, right? I might need to build my shake party muscle. Whatever that muscle that you need to build for you to push through what's stopping you, the plateau that you're at, identify, be aware about it, and build through and push through, because once you do, you'll be a champion and now you'll have new breakthroughs. Bridget today wore her button with her uncle that's always talking shit about Herbalife. He looked like he could use a shake, but you know what? That's none of my business, right? She wore the button. And Bridget, you want to go ahead and actually just explain? Let me not tell your story. Go ahead and explain. What happened?
Well, so first of all, here's the thing. The reason he hates Herbalife is because he's been a personal trainer in Los Angeles for the most hoity-toity people for the last 30 years. So he thinks he knows everything there is to know about life and the sun and the stars and the moon and everything ever. So this man is a man who cannot be told anything. So I started doing Herbalife, and his line was, well, I prefer to not drink my calories. And I was like, let me not argue with you right now. That was like in October, when that was like the first time we really had a conversation about what I was doing. So then today he was like, oh my gosh, you're like looking more lean. Like I see more definition, la-di-da. Are you still doing Herbalife? And I was like, bro, I got the damn pit. Like, what are you talking about? What? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, well, or did you just lose a lot of weight in New Orleans? And I was like, all right. He's like coming hot with the insults. So it's like, let me pull out some shit and show you my videos of me using the products after I work out. Here's some videos of my workouts. I know you stalk my Instagram, but you're gonna pretend you don't watch anything, whatever. So by the end of this, he goes, and that's the shop you're opening is gonna be like serving Herbalife to people. And I was like, and yeah. And he's like, are they gonna know that it's Herbalife? I was like, it's gonna be on the counter. Like they'd have to be stupid to not know it. I'm already telling people about it anyway. So he was like, okay, well, like, when does it open? I was like, the next week. And he's like, all right, I'll plan on coming back up and I'll try some. And I was like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't hurt you. Like, what the fuck? So then my mom interjects and she goes, yeah, I've been using it too. And I'm like, he already knows. Like, this guy, he's like just pretending that he doesn't know what's been going on for the last like year. Because my mom's been on the products for a year now and she's lost like 30 pounds, like la-di-da, a whole other story. But he's like pretending that all it is, like that. He goes, oh, that was the other thing. Right when we were sitting down to eat, he goes, so do you still eat food? And and this is my other thing. I was like, you watched my social media. You watched all my stories of me in New Orleans. You saw the beignets. You saw the oysters. You saw the po' boys. You saw the crab cakes. You saw the shrimp. You saw the pasta. Like, you saw it all. You saw the shakes too. You saw the tea. And it's like, duh, I eat food. Like, we don't, so it's like, it's more than shakes and teas. Like, that whole thing, he's like finally getting there, I think. But I think and he has protein shakes every day. So I'm like, I'm just doing the same thing but as you are, but better. Because last time he made me a protein shake, I literally threw it up. That was the last time I ever worked out with him. I threw up the protein shake. I'm going to get him into the shop, and he's going to have the Mustang, which is one of our rebuild shakes, and he will have a heart attack and love it.
That's what's up. Yeah, go ahead and make him some of that liquid gold too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I delivered a round of that today to a bunch of people that were doing like this gig out at a winery. They were singing, and one of the guys, it was his birthday, and I guess he drank a lot last night, and he's like drank the entire thing before I was even done explaining to him what was in there. He's like, "This is amazing! I don't even care what's in here. It just tastes so good." And I was like, "Well, okay."
Yeah, go ahead and save me one for whenever, you know what I'm saying, whenever I come through. I would definitely love to have one.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to talk mess about you. They don't understand. They don't see what you see inside of the business. They don't see what you see inside of the products. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are just ignorant, right? They just don't know, right? And it's not their fault. They don't know. That's why we're here. That's why we're here as Herbalife distributors, to educate and let people know about the goodness that we provide. Because at the end of the day, people need what we have. They just don't know that they need it yet. So you just got to be the one that's going to stay through the tough times, and through the ugly times, and through the dark times. Because you know what? On the other side of that, like Style says, on the other side of pain is success. You're going to have to go through some pain. You're going to have to go through some shit. That's just the reality of it. You're going to have to, for you to go ahead and reap the benefits of what you did on the front end. Definitely. It's going to take for you to be a better leader, right? As you guys start to build your organizations, as you guys start to deal with more people, as you start to get more clients, it's going to take for you to be a better leader than what you are now. Success without leadership brings limited effectiveness, right? You can only imagine, right? Just say you're a good marketer, say you're a good people person, right? And you're able to get a lot of people, right? For you to be able to keep people inspired, keep people motivated, keep people in the realm, is going to take for you to be a better leader. Because if not, you're just going to be in a big ass circle, continuously getting new people. You get 5 new clients, and the next month you get 5. But listen, you get 5 in, what is it, August? You get 5 in September. Because you're not a good leader, the 5 that you got in August dropped off. Now you got to go get a whole nother 5. You see what I'm saying? So you just in a repetitive ass circle of you just replacing the people that fell off, right? And the thing is, people are going to fall off regardless. But you have the ability to lower that amount by bringing up your leadership level and being able to have people follow you, right? It's almost with the law of navigation, right? Does anybody know about the law of navigation? Raise your hand if you know about the law of navigation. Nobody? It's okay if you don't know about it. I read it in a book. It's okay, right? The law of navigation is basically you being a leader and having people follow you because you know where you're going, right? Rather than you're just leading people blindly. So you have to be able to navigate through the trenches. You're going to have to be able to navigate through the darkness. You're going to have to be able to navigate through the bullshit about what's going on. Because if you don't have good navigation skills, people will not follow you. They're going to go on their own path, right? So you as a leader need to be aware of your navigation skills and your leadership skills as a whole. Because if you don't work on that when the time is necessary, you're going to have a hard time recruiting and keeping people. Truth. So a book that I can recommend on leadership is called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. If you want to increase your leadership, that is a book that I suggest that you read. I'm currently reading it right now. I've read it once before, but I'm definitely reading it again because it's a lot of laws in there. And just by me remembering the law of navigation, I remember I read about it like however long ago I read the book, but I definitely don't remember all of the 21 laws, right? Like, I'm not going to go over the laws because I'm going to let you guys go ahead and read it. But there's a bunch of stuff that's in there that's definitely great, especially as you're starting to build your organization and especially as you start to expand your organization. It's going to be up to you to have your leadership levels high. And obviously, you're going to have your own leadership to turn to, like myself, like Jerry, like myself and like Jerry and other people. You definitely have other leadership to turn to, but the real leadership comes from you and what you're doing on the daily. Are you showing up for the things that you know you need to do? So for example, right, it might be, let's say this is day in your 90-day plan, right? Let's say Tomorrow is your first day of your 90-day plan, and it's day 50, right? Are you willing to be the leader? Are you willing to be the no matter what person? And you say, you know what? I've been doing 49 days of personal development in the morning. On day 50, you know what? I'm going to wake up and I'm going to listen to trap music. I'm going to go listen to country music. I'm going to go listen to Old Town Road, right? If you decide to do that on day 50, your leadership level has just been diminished just a bit, because the leadership comes when nobody's watching. The magic comes from what you're doing when nobody's watching, right? When people aren't there to clap for you, when people aren't there to recognize what you're saying or doing, do you know how much shit I done behind the scenes? Like, you've got to be the guy/woman. You got to be that person behind the scenes before you can shine in front of everybody. That's just what is going to happen. Damn, that was lightweight. Boy, I just dropped on you guys right there again. Good God, I should be charging y'all Sundays at 7. $2 every time y'all log in. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, what you do in private will show in the light. Just like what you eat in private will show in your clothes, right? What you do, if you showing up, if you reading the books, you watching the videos, you talking to people, you following up, you recruiting people, you letting them know about the opportunity, you will get to shine on stage in front of everybody when you get pinned for your global expansion team pin, for your millionaire team pin, for your president's team pin. It will show then. But if you're only doing it for the gram, if you're only posting to get likes, if you only showing up when people say you should show up, then I'm telling you, you're going to have a rough career inside of Herbalife. And the reality is, not just Herbalife, you're going to have a rough time in your life, period. You have to show up when nobody's watching. You have to clap for yourself when nobody's clapping. You're going to have to do the things that's necessary, even when you feel like not doing them. Do you know how much shit I do I don't feel like doing? It's not about what I feel. It's about what's required and what's necessary, right? And then when you understand that, that is when you become a true champion. That is when you become a true warrior. And that is when you start to win. Because nobody likes losers, so let's just go ahead and win, right? Boom! And that is what we call Sunday Calls. I'm opening up the floor for anybody that got questions about anything, as far as anything. Go ahead and shoot them. All questions are good questions. If we ain't got no questions, it's all good, but you could definitely shoot if you got questions. Go ahead.
Can we talk about the challenge tomorrow?
Definitely. I always forget about the challenge. Okay, awesome. Bet. Thank you. So we got the challenge going tomorrow. 21-day challenge. Send your money to Amanda. She's the one that's going to, as always, she's the one that holds the money. $25 per coach. The challenge starts tomorrow. Make sure you send out your, what happened? Oh, $20, not 25, 20. Send your 20 to her so she can hold it. The pot is currently at 60. Not everybody committed to the challenge, and that's okay. But for those who are committed to doing the challenge, send your money to her and then follow it with your people so you can make your money back tenfold. You see what I'm saying? Again, there's two options for people to enter in. Option one is they pay you $25 and they still get the good stuff, the program. Obviously, it's not the full Herbalife program because they're not using Herbalife. But, you give them a workout plan and a basic meal plan, right? Or option two, they can get on products. And then, of course, you'll treat them like a regular client. They get the meal plan, the nutrition plan, the workout plan, the good email, right? Boom. Everybody has the emails now, right? Does everybody have the emails? Weight loss for men, weight loss for women, gains for men, gains for women, right? Majority of the time is going to be within those four. And then if somebody's asking for like a different workout plan, if you haven't committed as a coach to be on the challenge, you still have time to do so. You cannot expect your clients to commit when you won't commit either. Facts. Yes. Just like drinking 2 shakes a day. Don't expect your clients to drink 2 shakes a day and you not. Don't expect for your clients to order and you're not ordering for yourself under personal consumption, right? That's just the way the universe works. So there's still time to commit. You can send her 20, right? Just so you guys can, see what's going on inside of the challenge. And then when we do the next one in September, you can have enough fuel for you to be like, yo, I'm going to go get 10 people. I'm going to go get 15 people, right? Because obviously the more people that you get, the more money that you make, the higher volume that you'll have. I forgot what I was saying. But yes, the two ways to enter, $25 or them getting the full program. Somebody remind me what I was saying after that, or was it not that important? I don't remember. Sometimes I ramble. You guys know. I want to say that's it. This challenge starts tomorrow, ends on whatever days from 21 days from tomorrow. So what, the 26th, right? Yes, ends on the 26th. STS next weekend for NorCal. So STS is August 10th. For SoCal, it is August 16th or 17th, whatever. Yeah, 17th. Yes, August 17th for SoCal. Ulysses, I don't know I don't know yet what day is your STS. I'll figure it out for you. Don't worry. Hopefully, it wasn't this weekend. I just passed, but it's okay. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So, does anybody have anything they want to say? Anything they want to get off their chest? Oh yeah, the plans. Right. Yes. Okay. I'm back to it. Most of the programs that people are going to ask for are going to be gains or weight loss. If somebody comes to you and say that, hey, they just want a healthy breakfast plan, I can send that to you guys, right? Somebody says that they want a shreds plan. I'm still working on that because I don't want it to be a weight loss plan, and I want it to be specifically for body fat rather than complete weight loss. I'm still working on that, but like I'm saying, the majority of it is either going to be gains for men, gains for women, weight loss for men, weight loss for women. Did anybody check the plans out personally? Did anybody look at them? You guys are cool with them? Obviously, you guys can add on to them as you guys see, or you can tweak the plan to fit your client, obviously. But the majority of it, we want to keep this as it is until we get a no update on something, just based upon we want to be all marching to the same beat, right? We all want to be doing the same thing so that there's no confusion. So when we sign up our newest distributor and it's time for them to get going, that distributor knows what they're doing because we've been doing this for the past X amount of time, right? I plan on at the end of the month, I plan on having a guest speaker on the call, just because I definitely want to give us time to be able to go over what we learned at STS last week or next week, and then the week after, Bridget. And I plan on having a new distributor from SoCal by then. So basically, we'll have a guest speaker at the end of this month. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So work your 90-day plans. If you want me to keep you accountable to your 90-day plan, send it to me, and I'll overlook it and I'll follow up with you about that. If not, LDW is coming up. Who's got their LDW ticket? Nope. Nobody got the LDW ticket. That's okay. Don't worry. All right, I got mine. Don't even trip. It's all good. You know what I mean? You still have time to get your LDW ticket for $75 until the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? LDW is in San Francisco, also in Long Beach. Make sure you qualify for it. Make sure you keep that in mind. VIP for extravaganza. VIP for LDW. Who's going for it? I am. I'm going for VIP, definitely. Because I'm tired of sitting with y'all. I need to be sitting VIP. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and go for that. Pretty much that's it. If you're a supervisor, hit your 2,500 this month. If you're not a supervisor, get to supervisor. If you don't know how to get there, Alyssa, it's okay. Me and you will talk. And we'll go ahead and get it cracking. Other than that, love you guys. See you guys pretty much as a whole next week. I'm going to see y'all. Definitely.